From years of anxiety to warrior and mentor, Bradley Robinson created the Anxiety Project to help you end your anxiety naturally. Let's mold the new you and let's end anxiety together.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Anxiety Project podcast number 12. I am Brad Robinson, and today it's about how bad habits lead to anxiety. Now, I myself had many bad habits, especially in my early 20s. But before I get into my habits, I just want to talk about the repetition and the habits that we adopt, especially in our early 20s. And in today's society, we go through the motions of going to high school and then going through the pains of that. A lot of people I talk to say they have had bad experiences in high school. It wasn't a good time. And then we go to university, college, to work towards a career that we think that we want, and we study, and we are subjected to severe stress, and we are under wrongful programming. And when I say that, I mean the amount of pressure, the amount of information that is thrown at us in our early 20s going to college and university is ridiculous. And not only that, it's many of the teachers in these schools are not passionate about their work and what they're teaching. And when a teacher is passionate and when a teacher can express their love for a topic towards students, that bleeds into the students' after school hours. So the students at home, and they get inspired by this person. And there's not much inspiration out there, especially with teachers, that really help students. For me, I never had a teacher who impacted me that way. And unfortunately, there was no teacher that really spoke to me. And in our early 20s, we are really looking for something like that. We don't even know it. People in the 20s don't even know it, but the impact teachers do have on students is incredible. And so we get into these habits and routines of studying and absorbing all of this information in school. And then once we pass, how much of that information really stays with us and sticks with us and really helps us. That's a really important question, right? What information from the schooling we did really helps us in our career, really helps us. And, so much information for me going through college myself went out the window. A lot of these classes, I just didn't care. A lot of the projects I did, I was just trying to get a mark for it. A lot of the time, like I went to film school, so a lot of the time I was trying to get one project done while working on another project, and the passion in those projects were kind of minimal because I had like 3 projects going on at the same time, and I couldn't really put my heart into it, my passion. And that's what really bothers me with schooling, is that they cram so much into the curriculum nowadays. And the schooling for me in America is ridiculous in the sense that we don't learn any mindfulness in school. We don't learn meditation. We don't learn how to prioritize our time and give back to ourselves. We don't know how to deal with death, loss of a loved one. We don't know how to deal with that. And then after, when school's over, when life starts to happen, we get a career or we get a house or whatever, the routine of that, we start living day by day just to get through the day, just to make that certain amount of money in order to pay the bills, in order to support ourselves, or we just want a car, or we just want an Xbox, or we just want movies to buy, and stuff like clothes to wear, expensive clothes, and we don't really. A lot of people nowadays, we get the job after school and we get all these things. We kind of lose track of who we are as people, and we lose track, and we start smoking, or we start to drink, or we start to watch a lot of TV, and we start to numb and put Band-Aids on many things, Band-Aids on negative coworkers. We put Band-Aids on negative friends or negative experiences we feel, and we don't challenge ourselves, because once we get to that place in our lives and it becomes the repetition continues on day by day, then we just put Band-Aids on things. We put Band-Aids on embarrassing moments, and then everything becomes more dull. The bad habits grow and grow and grow subconsciously, and we support the negative friends that we have. We support the drinking and the smoking, and we feel like it's cool, and we create an identity over ourselves, right? And we watch TV and we look at the cool people on TV, the cool guys and the cool women who get the hot man, who get the hot women and stuff like that. And we want to be like them and drive cars like them and stuff like that. And especially the music. And the music we listen to, and just it bleeds out into our lives, right? And we have to become more aware of what we as people, listen to and watch and do on a daily basis. We don't give back to ourselves. We feel like our work is more important. We feel like, certain things are more important. And then we lose sight of ourselves and the mindfulness that we can attain. And character development is crucial in order to live a more fulfilling life. And we lose track of that. We lose sight of our character development. We tend to eat the wrong foods, and we tend to put up with the office job that we have and go in day by day, trying to get through each day, sitting in an office. I did an office job when in my early 20s. And I went in there and I would get my work done in the office early, and then I would fake working while I watch movies on the internet at this office job, right? Because if I kept going to my boss and saying, "Hey boss, I am done my work now," he would probably send me home and I would hardly get any money. So a lot of the job was me trying to fake working in order to get a full day's work, a decent amount of pay. And this is what happens with a lot of people who work in office jobs. I know this is kind of an off topic, but it's really important. A lot of people who work in these kind of environments, who fake working, think of the programming you're under. Think of the contribution that you're not giving back to society. Think of how you're just killing yourself in front of this technology, in front of this computer that you're working on. You're just killing yourself, and you're not, and there's no motivation in life. Each habit, each bad habit that we have leads to another one. Because I notice, for me, if I start eating poor foods, I see that eating that horrible food, fast food, leads me to another bad habit, which is watching TV. Because I feel good, I'd stimulated myself with this fast food. And then it leads me to watch TV. I'm gonna watch TV. I treated myself to this burger, and now I'm just going to sit in front of the TV now. Now I'm just going to watch some YouTube and stuff like that. One bad habit for me led to another one. And I noticed each day that I improve on these habits, like taking a cold shower. I noticed it leads to me being more stimulated and more energized. And then that good habit of taking that cold shower led me to clean my room. And then that led me to clean my car. And then that led me to read a book at the coffee shop. And these good habits that we need to adopt are crucial for our character development. And not watching pornography is a huge one. Not drinking is huge. It's that tug. It's that pull. It's the pull that we feel on a daily basis. And sometimes it's unconsciously that, for me in the past, I unconsciously would watch TV and watch YouTube and eat junk food, these bad habits. We unconsciously go to them unless we start adopting one good habit a day, and then that leads to another good habit a day, and then so forth. And that's so important for us when overcoming anxiety, to understand that one good habit leads to another one. And people drink to calm down, smoke, watch pornography after a long day's work. I used to challenge myself after work. Like after a day's work, all I wanted to do was just sit down and do nothing and just shut my brain off in front of the TV. And then I started going to the coffee shop right after work with a book. And I realized my attitude and my self-confidence and going to the gym after work. I didn't want to settle for living this kind of life and doing this. I wanted myself to change, and getting over anxiety. We need to adapt and adopt to a new identity. We need to create a new identity for ourselves. So the old you, the old anxious you, the you that's walking around day by day in an automatic state, reacting to people and not really having an opinion yourself, not really having a rational mind of yourself, a voice. And when I wanted to change myself, I knew that I will have to do things on my own terms now, not by anybody else. It was all me. I had to do it myself. I had to cut myself off from negative friends, the friends that would talk about how crappy their day was, the friends that would smoke pot and watch movies all day, the friends that would talk about themselves, the friends that are very egotistical, that everything revolves around them, and the friends that phone you up for advice all the time, and the friends that keep phoning you and phoning you all the time because you are their crutch, those friends are weighing you down. They must go. And I had friends like that. The friends that would talk about himself constantly, would only think about himself. And I was the one who would always go over, smoke weed, watch television, and really go nowhere in my life. And then I would leave, be even more emotionally exhausted. And I would be like, I'm so exhausted. Why am I so exhausted? Well, it's because the friend was an emotional vampire, sucking out all of your energy, sucking it all out. And you never realized it, but after you left, that's why you felt so tired, felt so exhausted. Even the weed made you feel like that, right? It's all about who we are hanging around, because who we hang around is who we become. I remember I adopted his mindset. I started talking like him. I started thinking his negative thoughts. It bleeds out. People affect each other. We have an energy that radiates out from ourselves. And this is what's important. Now, I'm going to leave you with that note on today's episode. Recognize these bad habits that are leading you down into a hole. I had many that I had to change, and through this change, light bulb moments went off in my head. Aha moments. Moments that made me realize that my life is going nowhere. Now, each habit that I improve on and change creates the new me. So the quote of the day today is, do every act of your life as if it were your last, by Marcus Aurelius. Now, I am a big Stoicism fan. I love Stoicism, and I love this quote. After my anxiety disorder, every act that I did, not just at home, but at work, I tuned into the act. I put everything I had into it, because I thought of myself as a warrior and not a worrier. Everything that I did, I knew had a ripple effect. So during the day, I realized, wait, I'm watching too much YouTube. I would shut it off. And I realized what I did today will bleed out into the next day. And I realized that when it comes to dreams at night, what happens during the day will bleed into your dreams at night. It's all what we do. And we have to be more consciously aware of what we do during the day. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have videos on YouTube that you will love, and rate and review this podcast. It's on iTunes, and if you're listening to this podcast on YouTube, go to iTunes and follow, subscribe, review it. Thank you so much. we can end anxiety together. I love you all. Have a great day. For more podcast episodes, for more video content, and one-on-one coaching with me via Skype, visit www.unpluganxiety.com for everything you need to know about ending anxiety. I love you all and have a great day. Bye-bye.